So, Generation Zero's first and potentially last update of 2025 released just a few days ago. This is the Showdown update hotfix. This originally released on the 16th of January. It is just out on PC at the moment. It's not available on consoles yet. There is a little bit of news in here as to when it will be available on consoles, but I'd expect it probably towards the end of January, I hope. And then I don't know if they're going to do like a final thing, I don't know, maybe changing or releasing anything, or whether that's, just going to be the end of it and we'll be goodbye to Generation Zero. But don't worry, we've still got some plans, some videos to do on it, and I've also found another awesome game that is you surviving against AI machines. So quite cool. We'll have to wait and see what that looks like. It is an early access game at the moment, but towards the end of the week we'll have a video on that, probably on Thursday. Now, if that sounds good, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Generation Zero and survival-based content. If you're a fan of more RPG and story-based games, check out the second channel, The Space Cowboy. All the links are in the description down below. Now, for the Showdown update hotfix, there's a decent amount of stuff in here, a lot of changes. As you can see here, there's some good bits and bobs, crash stability, showdown missions, economy tweaks, gameplay, and other fixes. So, a little bit of good stuff. Now, this also come with a sort of dev letter, and the dev letter, cool, some good stuff in there. Let's have a little bit of a read and see what the team have to say. Before we left you all for the winter break, you may have seen us mention that we were looking into a few changes to the Showdown update that would address some of the feedback we saw from the community after the release. This hotfix is now available to players on Steam and will roll out for console players very soon. Now, very soon in Generation Zero terms normally means 3 weeks to 6 months. We're not 100% sure. We'll let you know when it's about to drop, probably the day before it goes out. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, though, it's not too far behind the Steam version. Now, the changes to base defense and the introduction of new resources tested well with our smaller baiting group. Now, I've heard various, conflicting arguments for that one. I've seen some bits online in the forums and in the Discord where some of the people that did play it and test it didn't enjoy it and gave that as feedback. So, I don't know how true that is, not 100% sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, they say it's clear that it didn't land with the wider player base in the way we expected. I mean, no shit. You're ending off a game, leaving it, and that's it, no more updates. And before we leave, we're just going to change one of the fundamental parts of the game as to how you get crafting materials late game. And also, for those that really enjoyed the base defense, we're going to remove that aspect completely and turn it into basically a farming sort of simulator, which a little bit annoying, not gonna lie. I've mentioned this in previous videos already. I've done plenty of videos about the base defense and my thoughts on how it all works, but that's besides the point. So hopefully that the changes they're gonna make are good. Now, from what they've said, they do sound decent, but whether they'd switch back and change things up a little bit for the base defense, I don't think that's going to happen. So they say here, we've significantly increased the amount of resources you receive from base defense missions, which we hope makes your crafting and hoarding a little bit easier to attain. We also saw a lot of requests for ways to obtain them without needing to complete base defense. And we heard you. Rivals and tyrants will now drop small amounts of the rare resources. A rival or a tyrant should drop resources roughly equivalent to half that you get from doing an easy base defense mission. Rivals can drop refined aluminium, refined tungsten, refined uranium, while tyrants will drop phosphorus and ethanol. So, pretty cool, but you still have to do the tyrants, which, that can be quite difficult to do. But I suppose if you're only getting half. Now, ethanol, what do I get? 12 to 36 per base defense run. If they've increased that, they could have upped that massively, and it could be like 40 to 50 for doing one of the 2-minute missions, and then like 200 for doing one of the harder ones. I will jump in and test that at some point and just see what it looks like. But yeah, you still have to do some lengthy grinding to get phosphorus and ethanol. But still, I think I'd much prefer going out and hunting machines down rather than the base defense one. Because, you get to explore a bit more, you can do some looting along the way, and you're not just press a button, stand here and shoot for a few minutes and defend it. and then, you know, grab the resources and just repeat the same process. At least when you're out there, there is a little bit of distraction, because the Generation Zero is a beautiful game. There is some beautiful things out there, some great scenery. If you are new, I'd highly recommend slowing down and just explore into the nuts, because there's loads of cool little stuff. I've got loads and loads of videos on the channel going over where you can find hidden secrets and stuff like that. Definitely worth checking out if you're new and you are interested in it. But as well as that, they've also increased base defense structure health in the hope that together the changes make resource hunting more varied and exciting. They've also fixed some critical mission progression bugs that were released, several crash fixes, and numerous other issues and bugs whilst testing and through player reporting. Now, I think the changes to the crafting are definitely much better. It's much more welcomed, because now you're not forced into base defense. Base defense was never a key element of the game. It was something that came much later on, and to some of those original players, it did sort of ruin it a little bit. It got a bit more arcadey with the whole base defense scenarios and stuff like that. I enjoy it. I think it's quite good. I like having it there. If I'm playing for an hour or so, it's something that I'll do. I'll raid a base and I'll defend a base just to get some resources and use up some of that ammo that I've got. Everyone's got like freaking 60,000 rounds of now. So using some of it up is quite fun. I don't like destroying it. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm a hoarder. But for the overall list of stability, showdown, economy tweaks, and gameplay, let's have a little bit of a look into this, because there's some things in here that are different, and, well, not different, but they weren't mentioned in the main sort of patch notes and dev letter there. So obviously they've already mentioned the performance, stability improvements, fixes to showdown and economy, but for gameplay there's issues where ammo type couldn't be changed after aiming down your sight. Experimental weapon drops for rivals was not as high as they wanted it to be, so now we're probably going to get a decent amount of experimentals off the bat. Skill points weren't being reset, issues with instant weapon switching, and companions no longer receiving or setting off any damage from spike walls or traps. Loads and loads of random little bits like that, such as you couldn't see certain weapons, which, strange, but, well, at least it's fixed now. And then a few other fixes. So, some good stuff in there. I don't know what we're going to see for the rest of the year from Avalanche or Systemic Reaction. I don't know if we'll see anything on the new game that's going on behind the scenes. If you are a member of the Frontrunners program, they've got basically Avalanche's like internal beta testers, well, external, sorry. They've got a small batch of people that you fill out a little survey and then you can test some of their games. You have to sign NDAs and stuff, so you can't talk about any of the stuff that you do see. But yeah, they are working on some pretty cool things, so we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, though. Are you excited for this final update and these changes specifically, or do you prefer it how it was? Or, even better than that, the original way, where, you know, you were defending the truck and resources were a little bit easier to come by. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. For now, though, I've been Wyatt. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.